First of all, thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to interview you. It's a pleasure. So, thanks.
For me too.
Okay. And my name is Jan-Tjerk Boonstra. I've worked all my life in consultancy in the Netherlands. But I worked also for Manpower and Hay Group, so also international consultancies. But Peter and I share a magazine in the Netherlands, and the magazine is called HR Strategie, and we're both chief editor of the magazine. So in our role as chief editor and chief editing committee, we're doing this interview.
Good. Yes. Well, my name is Peter van den Hout, together with Jan-Tjerk Boonstra in editor-in-chief of HR Strategie magazine. And I'm also involved in programming of events and trainings. Mm-hmm. And in these trainings, a lot of times Jan-Tjerk Boonstra is our trainer. So this is how we work together. And we'd like to talk with you about organizations and change in organizations. Your main subject, which you're an expert in. So, I give the first question to Jan-Tjerk.
One of the major trends, maybe the most pivotal trend in the Netherlands, is agility. So every CEO, every HR director embraces with full of all of his strengths the word agility. And you more or less said things about agility. But how do you look upon the word agility? Is it a hype, or is it a trend, or?
Well, a lot of things like that. There's a good idea behind it, which is that I think I'm saying the same thing, that organizations have to be agile, and there's now this association about agility, which I've spoken to groups in Melbourne and Sydney and Montreal that are meeting under the title agility. So no objection to the thought. I have objection to the hype, and I have objection to this sort of, that a single word becomes kind of obsessive. I also have objection to people who use the right words and then do the opposite things. For example, one challenge I would throw out for agility is, if you really believe in agility, maybe you should believe less in leadership. Because I'm sure there's a lot of leaders running around saying, I have to be agile, and, we're all in favor of agility, and I'm going to lead agility. And I'm saying, well, maybe that's the problem. You won't be agile until you listen to other people.
We see in the long term for large organizations, because probably the same in Canada and the same in the Netherlands, we see a lot of startup and scale-ups. A lot of innovation takes place at the startups. But especially in America, you also see the extreme market power of corporations like Facebook, etc. Is there, on a long-term perspective, any future for great organizations with a lot of layers and a lot of extreme and huge market power?
Well, you don't want to have automobile companies that are small, because they can't really produce, can't achieve economies of scale. So, airlines mostly have to be big, although the smaller ones are giving the big ones a run for their money. So it depends on what you're doing, but there has to be some kind of recognition that size becomes problematic very often. You go through it with, and the next company doesn't get or at least the leading company doesn't necessarily get the new technology.
Yeah. Because size maybe hampers innovation and good ideas.
And mindset. That's where we're back to mindset, but it's this kind of horse's mindset.
Yeah. Okay.